Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our first lesson, which is just building a shape, kind of making a part file in OnShape. And this is a part that I'm confident that all of us can make in Inventor. So really our goal is just to get used to using OnShape and doing that. Now, if we look at this part, just one thing to note is that even though it's not mentioned, it should be mentioned. Each one of these rectangles has the same width. So these are all equal. So like this distance is 40. That means since there are 4 of these, each width of these rectangles are 10. So that's something just to kind of point out. And what that also means is down here, right, if we took our mouse and went down, that distance is also 10. So this is the shape we're going to be making. It's posted in the Google Classroom for you guys as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to OnShape. And when you open up OnShape and you get logged in, your screen will look like this. You can go to Create. If you want to make folders, you can. Like you can make a folder for, Intro to Engineering Design. And then if you wanted to go into that folder, you can. You don't have to. It's not something that you need to do. But if you want to make folders, you can. Then we're going to go to Create, and we're going to go to Document. And so this is our first file. When you go to Document, it's not really a part file or an assembly file. It can actually be all of them. So OnShape works a little bit differently. So we're going to just call this Assignment 1. And if you notice down here, this is the part studio. So we're making a part. It's actually already made an assembly for us. If we went to the little plus, you can make another part, another assembly, or a drawing. We're not going to worry about that right now. But what we do want to do is back here, all of these units were in millimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click these 3 little dots there, or 3 little bars. And we're going to go to Workspace Units, and we're going to change inches to millimeters. And press the check mark. That way we know that our units are in millimeters. Then we're going to start a sketch. And this is very similar to Inventor, where we have the front view, the top view, the right view. You also have over in the corner our view cube. We have our browser. So it's going to work very similar to how Inventor works. We're going to start on the front. Now, this is where it is a little bit different than Inventor, is that we're actually already in sketch mode. These didn't erase and our view didn't change. So what I'm going to want to do is just click the front. So now that we're looking at where our sketch is, and we see the origin, so we can line everything up on the origin. Remember, to define things, we need size and location. So I'm going to start with that bottom line. That bottom line was 80. So I'm going to click, and then I'm going to go to dimension, so just click the letter D. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. So dimension is this one with the 2 arrows, or you can click the letter D. And we're going to dimension this guy to be 80. Okay. Then after that, there's another line, and you can click L for line if you want to, that goes up at an angle. And again, we're going to go to dimension. And the angle was, so we're going to click dimension between those two. That angle was 45 degrees. And then we're also going to click the 2 end points. And we want to make sure we're not doing this sideways one, or that angled one. We want to go just left and right, was 10 across. Okay. We're going to click the line tool again. And then starting there, we're going to go up. One thing I do like about OnShape, we're going to go over, is that it's a little bit more clear when we're, going straight vertically and clicking on lines. And so now we're going to add in these dimensions, and looking at the file, it didn't give a dimension here for this width, but remember we said each one of these rectangles was 10. So we can assume that this guy is also 10 across. And then it doesn't give a height for just this part, but it gives the overall height was 40. So that's kind of what we're going to dimension, is from the top all the way down to the bottom is 40. Okay. Next, we're going to create another line. And this line is also over by 10. I'll click that. And dimension that guy to be 10. And then we're going to make two arcs. So just like 3 to the right of the line tool was the arc tool. And you want to click your first arrow or your first point. Your second point is going to be straight across. And then we're going to go down and we're going to make this a radius of 10. So when we dimension it, we're going to give it a radius of 10. And then the next one, we're going to click, we're going to make our line first. So we have a line over, and same thing, this one should have a dimension of 10. And then if we look at our second arc, right, it goes to those outside spots. So I drew the inside one, and now we're going to do the outside one. And this one, if you look at it, should have a radius of 20 because it's had this extra 10, right? So the radius was 10. If we went 10 more, it becomes 20. And you notice that these turn black when they become defined. So you want to make sure in OnShape that all of your parts, all of your lines turn black to make sure they're fully defined. Okay, now let's go ahead and continue this. We're going to go down. You should kind of see this yellow line to make sure that they line up. And then we're going to go over by 10 and then down. So I'm going to add that dimension, and this was 10. And then I think it may already have defined that as 45. Yeah. So that's 45. We didn't need that one. That's why it's kind of grayed out, is that we didn't need it. So if we want to go ahead and get rid of it, we can. So now everything's black, meaning it's all fully defined. And so now we can hit this check mark up here to finish our sketch. And in Inventor, it automatically kind of knew that we probably wanted to go to our isometric view. OnShape doesn't change the views for us, so we're just going to click this top corner so we can kind of see it at an angle. And then extrude is up here, or you can hit Shift E. And so we're going to extrude both of these. We're going to click on both of them. And we want to extrude it. If we look at it, everything, the whole shape goes out by 30. Right here, that 30. And then just this top arc goes out. If we look at it, it's this here. And remember, from the right view goes up to the top view. So this up and down 40 is saying the overall depth. So it kind of goes out an extra 10. So we're going to just do the 30 for everything. Everything went out 30. And then we're going to hit the check. And now it erases, so we can't extrude it anymore. But if you notice, we still have sketch 1 here. And if we click the little eyes, it's going to make it visible again. And so I can see it again, so I can actually extrude a second time now. So now we're going to extrude, and we just want that shape. If you need to find it, you can also go to the back. It's a little easier to find. And now we want to go this one out by 40. You'd also switch the direction and go 10 backwards. But I'm going to go out by 40. And when we hit the check mark, you notice that we get this little extra piece. And so I don't want to have those dotted lines. So I'm going to get rid of my view. I'm going to hide that sketch. And now we're finished. Now the two things I want us to do extra are, we're going to go to part 1. And we're going to right click it. And we're going to press Assign Material. We want to give it a material. So we're going to go ahead and type in here ABS. ABS is the material that we would 3D print from. So if we were to print this on one of the printers in our classroom, we would print it in ABS. And if you want to, you can color it. So if you right click, edit appearance, and give it a different color. And then what you are going to do is you're going to left click the part, right? When I don't click it, if you look in the bottom right, there's nothing. But once I click it, if we look in the bottom right, there's this little icon that kind of looks like an old scale. And when we click that, it displays our mass properties. So this is how I know that you built your part properly. And you can check too, right? Your mass should be 0.132 pounds. Your volume should be 57,000 millimeters cubed. And if you get those two, you know that you did this correctly. When you finish, what you guys are going to do is take a screenshot, or you can use your phone to take a picture of it. But what I need to see in your screenshot is your name up here. If I don't see your name, I'm not going to give you credit. Okay, I don't want people sending each other their files. So you're going to go ahead and do that. If you have a Windows computer, if you press Windows Shift S, it opens up the kind of snipping tool automatically. So Windows Shift S, and then you could just select all of this. So I want to see your name in there, and I want to see the material properties in there. And so then you would have this picture, right? And then you can go into the Google, you can save it. So I clicked on the picture and you save it, or you can put it into a Google Doc. You can like copy paste it into a Google Doc. However you guys want to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and just save it. And we would save it as like assignment 1. And I'll save it to the desktop so it's nice and easy for me to find. And then I would go to the classroom and I would upload that file. If you need help uploading your file or saving your file, please send me an email or post on the Google Classroom and I can help you guys out. But that's really it. Good luck making this part, and let me know if you guys have any questions. This part is going to be due, really since it's the first one, it should be due by Friday, but I'm going to give you guys up until Sunday to do it. So you have until Sunday night to finish this part and get it uploaded. If you have any questions, please email me beforehand. All right, thanks guys, hope you're doing well, and we'll talk soon.